Hello, thank you very much for the invitation. Actually, we call ourselves PPAG Architects, but nevertheless, my name is Paul Fürst. I'm the office manager, and PPAG Architects was founded by Anna Popelka and Georg Poduschka in 1995. We have an office in Vienna and an office in Berlin. And since the beginning of our planning activities, we have been intensively engaged with questions of social sustainability and the use of common areas. What you can see here is what we call the PPAG city. It's a collection of all our projects, realized and not realized, all in the right scale. And from those projects, we selected 3, which are very different examples for our approach to the new together. What you can see here in red is the NC element. The NC, probably some of you know it, is an urban furniture and probably our most famous tool for building social space. We believe that it is in our responsibility as architects to bring to life public space, because public space should be an integral part of our society, and public space should be a counterweight to the isolation and anti-democratic tendencies the digital world may bring. The NC was developed in 2002 as part of a competition in order to reactivate the courtyards of the newly opened Museumsquartier in Vienna. Over the last 20 years, I would say the NC has become the symbol for joyful use of public space in Vienna. The NC does not have, its shape does not have any specific use. It can be a sofa, a bar, a slide, or a brick for larger buildings. As you can see here, those are the projects which have been realized with the NCs over the last 20 years. There has been a winter palace, a catwalk in the Museumsquartier, or a monument during the Euro 2008. NCs, in the meanwhile, can be seen all over the world on public squares, parks, and schoolyards. The next project is on a completely different scale. It is the project you can also see in the exhibition. It's the city building block Breitenfurter Straße in Vienna. There was a city development plan in the beginning which only defined the maximum usable area and the maximum height of the building. Our goal was to create a back to urban dynamic based on a positive density and variety. Basically, building housing also means building a city. Here we created a whole neighborhood with the aim of bringing the individual human scale into harmony with urban density. With the maximum of 20,000 square meters of usable floor space, the building contains nearly 300 flats and 12 commercial units. In terms of urban planning, we wanted to find a balance between the extremely busy street, the Breitenfurter Straße, and the recently developed residential area behind it. A balance between the large cubature of the local supermarket with a school on its roof and the smaller scale of the older neighborhood. The area we designed is not only permeable from all directions for pedestrians, we wanted to encourage inhabitants from the neighborhood to cross the area. Buildings of various heights and depths stand on an artificial mountain. This was kind of our working title for the project. The mountain is filled with a car park, basement rooms, storage, building service rooms, and the rooms for rubbish. That means all the rooms that don't need natural lighting. Above, a sequence of public squares and passageways develops on different levels. Here you can see the floor plan of the second floor, which is actually the ground floor plan for the second floor. It begins on the left side, it's the ground floor. On the right side, you can see the second floor. There are no front or rear sides. The surrounding neighborhood are each offered a corresponding counterpart and accessibility. There's a huge variety of different types of flats, which we think is the basis for a pluralistic society. The complex is located along a main traffic axis in the expanding south of Vienna. The closed street facade blocks traffic noise and creates an appropriate urban appearance towards the street. Here you can see the stair which leads, for example, directly to the second floor and becomes there the ground floor of the upper piazza. The flats start only above the second floor, ground floor and first floor host shops and offices. And on the left side you can see the entrance to the car park disappearing underneath the mountain. In this picture you can see the supermarket on the other side of the piazza on the ground floor and some of the intersecting pathways on different levels which provide places for informal gatherings and chats between neighbors. The 7 houses of the complex contain common spaces such as children's play areas, laundry rooms, covered playgrounds, fitness rooms, co-working areas, and last but not least, a washing room for dogs and bikes. The facades will, in the future, hopefully be green. The bases are there, and together with the moving shade of the densely arranged buildings, it is meant to create a pleasant place to stay even in hot periods of summer. In response to the increasing issue of summer heat, also in Austria, meanwhile, we have mounted external window shutters, which is quite common for Italy. In Austria, in Vienna, it is not, or at least not yet. The last project I wanted to show you is quite different, a quite different approach to the topic. It has been developed for a housing project in Berlin. Right at the moment, it is also been shown as part of an exhibition in Graz. The elastic apartment should contain 200 units of low-cost social housing and is organized as a ring of small rooms surrounded, which surrounds a central living area. The kitchen, bathroom, and storage space are assigned a fixed location. The other rooms can be used very flexibly. The elastic apartment is meant to not only accommodate traditional families, but also offer space for all other people and respond to the changes they go through over the years. The flats themselves can also be arranged and combined differently, so also the urban planning is elastic to the greatest extent possible. As a conglomerate, the apartments can be adapted to nearly every location. Unfortunately, the city government in Berlin stopped the project with no reason given except that social housing must not be innovative. We think the opposite is true. Thank you for your attention.